What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a birthday reading for Toya Bush Harris, who was born on April 15th, and Eugene Harris, okay, who was born on August 9th, which makes him a Leo, and that makes Toya an Aries, okay? I done had some Aries best friends. I've dated a couple of Aries men, so honey, I know what I'm looking at when it comes to Aries. Leos, I don't have that much experience, but what I do know is they are leaders, honey. Okay, so we're going to start off with Toya first, okay? And Toya's birthday is tomorrow, April 15th, honey. Okay, so let's start out what we know about Aries. Aries are independent. They are generous. They are optimistic. They are enthusiastic. They are courageous. My auntie is an Aries too. Yep, she's very she has since passed, you guys, but she was very generous, very sweet, very fun, very bubbly. She loved to party. That puts you in the mind state of Toya Bush Harris, honey, okay? The weaknesses of the Aries person: moody, short-tempered, self-involved, which is actually a weakness of Toya's. But this is the funny part, right? So I'm looking up Aries weaknesses, and the self-involved from the Aries weakness and Toya's specific birthday weakness is the same thing, self-involved. That's interesting. Impulsive is another thing with Aries. Aries can be short-tempered. They want what they want when they want it. They're impatient. They are the children of the zodiac. They like to be first, when it comes to things. We know Toya from her party planning on Married to Medicine. She could throw the hell out of a good party, honey. Some of the best parties on Married to Medicine actually came from Toya. Okay, you remember that Halloween party she threw? And then what about the one party that she threw? I think it was season 7. Yeah, that Arabian party, that was so nice. And they was carrying Toya out, honey. I was like, yes, Toya Bush Harris, girl. Okay. One thing I will say about Toya is, and this is something that I noticed, and maybe you all have noticed it too. Toya is a bit, and it really came across maybe the first couple of seasons. So maybe seasons 1 through 4, I noticed it, okay? She seemed intimidated by the doctor's wives. They would treat her like she's stupid. And I'm not a fan of that, because I don't care what you do, for your profession. I don't think you need to be putting down anybody and trying to minimize them. But I feel like Toya got that energy from them. And remember, Simone used to call Toya stupid. She called her a broke, dusty bitch. She used to go in, on Toya. So it's so funny that they're cool now, right? It took some years. Okay, about season 5, honey, that's when things began to look up, honey, for Toya Bush Harris. That's when the girls started to take her, I guess you would say, somewhat seriously, because they still, look at her as a big spoiled brat, especially Heavenly. She looks at Toya as being very irresponsible with money, and Toya is. Why do y'all keep moving out of these damn houses every season, Toya? Okay, and the excuse is always, I want to be close to my kid's school, and child, y'all can't afford the damn house, Toya. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Okay, so I think that more people would like Toya on the show if she would tell the truth and live in her truth. Everybody is making a really good point, honey, on Married to Medicine, so there's no need to front, So yeah, Toya likes to put on, and And Eugene has that quality as well. It's not like it's a Toya problem, right? On the show, it kind of looks more or less like it's Toya, but I have been watching the show, honey, and Eugene got the same issue Toya got. Okay, he does not know how to let go of things that he can't afford. Okay, like Eugene, you need to stop working all them hours. Okay, trying to, get these big, nice houses that you and Toya don't never stay in. Okay, I know the kids is sick of moving, honey. Okay, I know they just sick of it. So, yeah, they both, you guys, they share that in common. And I think that that's kind of what helps them stay together. Like, if you have a mate and y'all have similar toxic traits, that can help you all stay together. That can help you all get this whole Bonnie and Clyde, it's just me and you against the world. So in Toya and Eugene, they definitely have that. They definitely are very like loyal to each other. They are really partners, right? If we can speak for any marriage on the show, we ain't seen no infidelity out of Toya or Eugene. They're definitely committed to their family. They love each other. They got each other's backs, even when they are making bad financial decisions, right? So Toya's strengths are she is dominant. You know what dominant means? That means a take charge type person. A lot of people feels like she's the dominant in her and Eugene's marriage. Okay. One thing though I will say I like about Eugene is he allows Toya to be herself. He doesn't try to minimize her the way a lot of men in this society try to I don't know. They try to minimize their woman and put themselves on this pedestal of I'm the man, I'm the provider. But Eugene, he lets Toya plan the parties, pick the houses they live in. He lets her be herself. Okay. So hell, I wouldn't leave Eugene either. Okay. And Eugene can cook. Okay. A man that could cook, honey. That's a good man, Savannah. Okay. It says another strength of Toya's is she is organized. That means she is ordered, she is efficient. Okay, so her last strength is she is consequent. And that means following as a result or an effect. And I feel like an example of that is when Curtis cheated on Jackie and Toya felt like Jackie was being easy on Curtis by, kind of getting back together with him so quickly. She felt like Curtis should have had it harder. He should have been punished longer. That way it really got through his head that, that was wrong what you did. So like she's consequent. You can't do nothing to Toya that you ain't gonna have to pay for later, right? So I like that about her. But as far as Jackie and Curtis's situation, that's Jackie's situation, right? It's some more opinions I have about that I don't agree with Toya about, but honey, that's for another day, okay? Her weaknesses is she is judgmental. And being judgmental means you are someone who often rushes to judgment without reason. And I guess that whole Curtis and Jackie situation, look, that's really coming to mind. Toya didn't care about the details. She was judgmental of Jackie, saying that Curtis, he felt lonely. That's why he ended up cheating. When it came to Curtis, she was judgmental and, she would say things like, Jackie should be punishing him. And remember, she kept giving Curtis all types of tests. I'm like, well, that's not your place, Toya. That's not your husband. Don't get your big ass on his lap. You remember when she was standing in front of Curtis and Curtis pulled her onto his lap. And then she did something else another time where she was trying to test Curtis. And I think this was season 6 though. And to me, I was just like, yeah, Toya, you shouldn't be doing that, so yeah. it just doesn't help to be judgmental like that, because you don't know the ins and outs of somebody's situation. So yeah, that was when I noticed Toya was like really, judgmental on the show. So it also says that she is self-involved, which means she is overly concerned with her desires, her needs, her interests. We could see that in her marriage to Eugene. Eugene was kind of going through some type of identity crisis with his career. He was getting sick of working in the ER. Toya felt like she was so alone, but Toya needs to learn to build up an identity outside of Eugene. That way she's not depending on Eugene for her happiness. And that's what a lot of married people tend to do. And I remember when Eugene was going through that, I'm like, well, damn, are you going to have Eugene's back? And are you going to be there to nurture his feelings and his needs? And, because he the one with the very stressful and strenuous job of, working in the ER and being the director of the hospital, but Toya seemed to be about her self-care, playing tennis, getting her nails done, planning parties, not really like properly tending to her husband's needs, right? So hopefully, honey, she didn't work that out in therapy, because I think that's what she was doing. Was that season 9? I think so. Yeah, I think that was the last season she was in therapy. Okay, so her last weakness is she is limited. She is defined. She is measured. She is bounded. Okay. She's kind of like in this box of what she can do, which, it isn't good. And we know how being like that, how it played out on Married to Medicine. Contessa has the opposite problem. Contessa is all over the place doing all types of stuff. So, with Toya being like that, honey, she done had to bump heads a lot with the ladies on the show, honey. Okay. So let's get to her birthday. It's April 15th, the day of human definition. The book says, realistic to the extreme, April 15th, people are definers of life as they see it. It is the human condition which interests them, and they must measure, describe, and delineate in everything they do. On everyday level, April 15th, people are busy structuring, giving shape to the needs of family and friends. Those born on this day are involved with what others are eating, wearing, thinking, and doing. We see Toya doing that on Married to Medicine, okay? Because y'all know she stayed dragging Simone, honey, for her lack of fashions, honey, okay? Often they become over-involved. This is where the trouble starts. Those close to April 15th people can come to resent this close observation and begin to hanker for both privacy and independence. This is also the issue she had with Audra. Remember, she judged Audra and her husband because of how they was dressed at Simone and Cecil's house for dinner. So, Toya is a person that will judge you on your fashions if they are not, up to par. And a lot of people, will find that trait to be very superficial and off-putting. Those close to April 15th people can come to resent this close observation. If April 15th people go one step further and begin to impose their moral judgments as well, they will certainly face resistance. However, for more dependent personalities that need the guidance of a strong hand, April 15th people will fill a necessary role. The inspirational qualities of April 15th people can indeed be great. Thus, those who are touched by their brilliance may come to worship them, becoming passive in their presence and receptive to their wishes. Unfortunately, the less highly evolved April 15th person may have little or no interest in the welfare of others. Therefore, instituting a personal moral belief, or he or she may act out the role of the petty dictator. It is a challenge to April 15th people to define clearly their relationship with those around them and to be able to back off, both leaving others free to choose for themselves and situations to go as they will. For example, sometimes an enterprise or endeavor which has not been going well is better left to dissolve. If the April 15th person tries to hold it together out of ideological stubbornness, he or she may be doing everyone a great disservice. Openness and acceptance are important lessons for the April 15th people to learn. Yes, it is, because Toya, girl, you need to accept the fact y'all can't afford all these damn houses y'all keep moving into. Okay, and the way Toya will sit her butt at the reunion and lie about why her and Eugene move every season, that is just crazy to me, girl. We all can see. Even Heavenly told her at the last reunion, Audra read your business. She said y'all had liens. She said that, you got some financial issues. Okay, you owe money, so I think that Toya likes to make her life look bigger than what it is. And I knew she lost her marbles though, honey. Well, look, I can't even say that. I knew she lost her mind when they was like renting out that basketball player's house. What was that? What season was that? Season 2 or something? When they was went to move into that big old house. Like, girl, are you crazy? And then this last house, y'all done put all them Bible scriptures on the foundation of the house. And then you still end up moving. It didn't have a tennis court. It didn't have, the pool wasn't big enough for everybody. Girl, shut up. You know damn well you couldn't afford that electric bill, Toya. Okay, but Toya is an Aries, and Aries move on quick. They do. They really do. They know how to let stuff go, where the rest of us, we would be trying to hold on to stuff. They don't mind starting over or finding a new beginning and doing something else. So that is a strength that comes with being an Aries, I know for sure. It says, those born on this day are remarkably adept at planning and founding new structures, organizations, and institutions. April 15th people should be aware of apprehending their environment too literally. Their bent is so practical, efficient, and down to earth that they may fail to fathom direct expressions of the human heart. April 15th people sometimes neglect youthful fancy in themselves by demanding an adult approach to all things. In their definition of what is human, they should consider the embryonic, childlike, and irrational aspects of humankind as well as the more mature ones. Also, it is important for them to remember the value of humor, of playing the fool once in a while, and not taking themselves too seriously. That takes me to Anila and Kieran. Remember, they made a joke about Toya and Eugene moving. I felt like Toya and Eugene should have laughed that off, even if they was embarrassed. Because the fact that y'all getting all in y'all feelings, y'all do move every season. Eugene tried to say out of his mouth, where everybody move. Not like you, refugees. Okay, that's what Contessa called them. Don't nobody move the way that y'all move. So if you want to be taken seriously in life, Toya, look, and Eugene, y'all need to own y'all shiggity. Like, own what you do. Okay, but this whole, act that y'all try to put up, like this front y'all try to put up, like y'all got more money than what y'all really got, and well, we don't have to move, but we want to move. No, you have to move. That's okay. I like the Toya and Eugene that admitted they had tax issues. I like the Toya and Eugene that admitted that their family didn't teach them about wealth and how to really handle and manage their money. I respect that. We all did, because it seemed very humble. It seemed like Very regular, very basic. Like, yeah, a lot of people have struggled with that. So yeah, that's relatable. Like people like people that they feel are keeping it real. But when you keep making the same dumb decisions over and over again, Toya girl, we can't have your back. Okay, I'm gonna read a bit of her tarot and then read her advice, and we will move on to Eugene. Okay, so she has the 15th card of the major arcana, the devil. It indicates a fear/desire dynamic working where sexual attraction, irrationality, and passion are concerned. It says the devil holds us slave through our need for security and money. He represents our base nature, grasping for security. He controls us through the irreconcilable differences which exist in our male and female selves. The positive side of this card is sexual attraction and the expression of passionate desires, but the card reminds us that although we are bound to our bodies, our spirits are free to soar. Okay, so to me right there with Toya's tarot, that's where I see the money in all these houses. She has a fear that people are going to all of it comes from, you guys, from not feeling good enough, right? We've all been around those people that never really had anything. I know I dated somebody, didn't have anything coming up, didn't have money, didn't have the nice shoes, didn't have the nice clothes. So now in adulthood, since adulthood is the continuation of childhood, that person now has Jordans, now has all types of gold and silver. They got the nice car, the nice house, the nice looking mate. Do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like I want people to really admire and respect me. Now, if you know who you are, right, you're not going to constantly seek external validation. You're not going to be constantly looking outside of yourself to make yourself feel whole. And that's the problem with Toya. She's always on a hunt for more external validation through these houses. If she really knew who she was, if she really loved and accepted herself, she wouldn't have to constantly move. Let's look at the opposite person of her on the show, which would be Simone. Simone is in the smallest house. Simone is just very regular, schmegular, her and Cecil. They got two homes, but the homes are very like basic, like it seemed like a home anybody could have, right? They're very relatable, but they know who they are, and you don't see them trying to live in the biggest home, and they're not moving year after year because they can't afford their utilities or their bills. They're not making up excuses at the reunion, even when their kids were little or in school. Oh, I'm just trying to move to be closer to my kids' school. Those are the lies that Toya and Eugene make up at that reunion. So, like, she loved hanging with Simone when really she needs to be taking a page out of Simone's book. Like, Simone need to sit her down and be like, daughter, you need to move like this with your money. You need to be more like this. You need to do this. And all of and both of these people are fire sign people, and fire sign people can be very reckless. They just go. They just do. I am a water sign, so I gotta feel it first, right? But fire sign people, they just do. Okay? A air sign person, like a Libra or a Gemini, they're gonna think about it, right? Their mode of being is thinking. Okay? So all that fire, him being a Leo too, oh yeah, they gonna stay on the move, okay? Now, maybe if she was with some water, maybe if she was with a air sign, there could be, a balance there. Even Mariah mentioned, this financial decision is just a layover until Toya's next bad financial decision. And when Mariah said that, I forgot what season, but when she said that about Toya, I think it was about another house that Toya had ended up getting. She was right on the money. Even Mariah saw, what she was looking at. And y'all know I dragged Mariah, but Mariah was dead on with that. This is just a layover until the next idea comes up in Toya's mind and she has to act on it. So fire sign people, I am here to tell you to slow down. Okay, slow down. Think first. Think about the consequences. Think about what you are doing to your children. Think about, the stress you may be putting on your mate. With Eugene, he's constantly working all these shifts. He loves and adores Toya. He really wants to make her happy. I really love that about him. But, he needs to work on saying no to her and like putting a cap on their spending and where they live. Like he has to put his foot down, you guys. Because Toya is on her easel. La, 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 la. Oh, I'm ready to move. Oh, I want that house. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. You even got Toya. She had, a 2-story closet. None of her fashion said 2-story closet. Mariah's fashion said 2-story closet. Maybe Quad or Jackie. I think they did build closets. They dress nice. Okay, those women I just named, those are the most consistent, best dressed women on that show, because there were plenty of times I was like, dang, that is so bad what Mariah got on. Dang, Jackie looked good. And Jackie is a really classy dresser. You gotta really watch Jackie, but very classy and be picking out nice dresses and shoes. And she had like this pink blazer on one time. It was so bad. You gotta really watch out for them. But Toya, just t-shirts and pants and no ma'am. Like, you're delusional, Toya. But Toya liked it because I could be the first, okay, to do it. That's the Aries in her, right? I could be the one to show off and, show my shoes and bags and, I could really present this person, to the girls, right? And when you're centered, you guys, and I'm not saying a woman can't build a nice closet for herself, but what I'm saying is the more you know who you are, the less you feel you need to move in such a robust way. Like you don't feel the need to be all over the place and on the go and on the move. Okay. No pun intended, but for real. Okay. Okay. The advice the book gives her: learn to be more open and accepting. Watch children and learn from them. Irrationality is not always to be feared. Okay, express yourself without fear of rejection or looking foolish. And to me, Toya don't mind looking foolish because all this moving every season, it looks crazy. The book also tells her to have fun. Her meditation, getting out of the way and letting things happen, is sometimes the very best thing we can do. Okay, there we go. Okay, next we got Eugene. Eugene was born August 9th. His strengths are he's structured. Okay, that means he has things in order. And remember, it said that Toya was organized, right? So they kind of have that in common. It says that he is altruistic. That means he shows a disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. He is unselfish. The book also says he is very thoughtful, and we see that with Eugene on all the couples trips. He's always cooking and cleaning, and he loves